Good evening. I would like to make a motion to bring the meeting to order. And have the first, Kate, the second, Bill, all in favor. I'd like to take another motion to go into executive session for purposes of legal and personnel. May I have a first, Lisa, the second, Alex, all in favor.
The board has returned from executive session and there were no actions taken. Can I have a motion to open the meeting? A first, Alex, a second, Lisa, all in favor? Let us all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Each meeting, we hear from students from different buildings about all the wonderful events going on at their locations. Tonight, we are pleased to welcome our students from Lloyd Harbor and the junior high school. But let's start with Lloyd Harbor.
Hello, my name is Carter Mullen, and I'm the Student Council Secretary for LHS. When we were here in September, we told you about a lot of our plans for the year. Now we can tell you about what we actually accomplished. This past fall, we held a Thanksgiving food drive and a holiday toy drive. Both showed how amazing and generous the kids and families at LHS really are. During the food drive, we set a goal to fill the entire stage in the little theater so we could donate as much food as we could. We succeeded in our goal of filling the stage. The people from the Helping Hands Rescue Mission had to come back a second time because they didn't have enough room for all the food the first time. During the toy drive, we also set a goal to motivate the students. We wanted to cover 4 tables of toys. We thought since the food drive did really well, the toy drive would too. We were correct. The kids at LHS did an amazing job of filling the 4 tables. The woman from the Helping Hands Rescue Mission called ahead and decided to bring her truck instead of her car. The Helping Hands Rescue Mission was really grateful for all the food and toys we donated. I'm not surprised by how great LHS did to donate to people in our community that needed this stuff the most. And now here's Jack.
My name is Jack Macaluso, and I'm the Lloyd Harbor School Student Council President. Each December, the Student Council runs a special event that leads up to the holiday break. Each class has a secret snowflake, which is a mystery adult in the building. Every class also gets a piece of white paper to make a snowflake to decorate. Each class needs to agree on a theme and then work together to decorate the snowflake. Then, each class has to try to guess who their mystery adult is in the building. Each class got 1 clue each day, 3 days before the assembly, and the class used the clues to guess the identity of their secret snowflake. Then we have an assembly on the last day before break. During the assembly, a musical group played while everyone entered the gym. This was also a Student Council Spirit Day, so everyone was dressed up in their pajamas. After everyone was in the gym, the representatives from each class got called up to announce their secret snowflake guess. When the class guessed the right adult, everyone cheered, and even if they were wrong, we cheered. Each class got a golden snowflake that revealed the secret snowflake's name. In between the representatives guessing, 5th and 6th graders helped lead the rest of the school as they sang holiday songs. It was a good ending of the school day before we went off for break. And now here's Blake.
I'm Blake Sabatino, and I'm the Student Council Vice President. Lloyd Harbor's Student Council also supports reading in the building. This is the 7th year we are having our annual bookmark contest that is open to all students of all grades. The bookmark has to show a character from a book. After the bookmarks are submitted, there will be a school-wide vote for the best one in each grade. The students will vote on a Google form. The winners have their bookmark professionally printed and then shared with the entire grade. We also have Character Dress-Up Day in late January. Each student can wear a costume and carry props of a specific character of his or her choice. This fills the classrooms and hallways with positive energy and makes the day more enjoyable. Finally, this all leads up to World Read Aloud Day, which is the first Wednesday in February. On World Read Aloud Day, each class will have a special guest come in and read them a story. The students enjoy listening to the guest speaker, and it makes for a memorable day for them. And now here's Connor.
Hello, my name is Connor Leopard, and I'm the Student Council Treasurer for Lloyd Harbor School. Tonight I'll be talking about our 2 big March activities. First, you might be familiar with Spirit Week. Lloyd Harbor Spirit Week will kick off March, and all kids get to show their LHS spirit. Each day has a different theme. We haven't fully decided our topics for them, but some suggestions we have brainstormed are Pajama Day, Inside Out Day, Crazy Hair and Hat Day, and Jersey Day. Now for our next idea is related to the March Madness basketball tournament. Although we are still in the process of planning it, we have a couple ideas to share with you. Our first one is to get every class in the gym for an assembly while the kids are there. Each class will get a college basketball team. We are going to try to make it fair for the picks by randomizing it. We'll keep track of everybody's teams. We also want to use this as an opportunity to start a fundraiser to support an organization. It will help kids in sports. We're still working out the details, but stay tuned for news about how this works. Thank you for letting us share what Lloyd Harbor Student Council has done this past fall and what we are looking forward to do in the months ahead. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Those toy drives and food drive were very impressive. Do the board members have any questions for our students tonight? No, but great job.
Can I ask, how many bookmarks did you guys get turned in or completed, do you know?
We haven't done it yet. It's coming up soon, but
They haven't
last
submitted,
year
okay.
we got a lot, and I think the fall after the, like after vote or something. Yeah, they narrowed it down to a couple bookmarks to go in the vote.
Thank you.
The advisors too.
Perfect. All right, there we go. Right first flag. Ready? 1, 2.
For our junior high students. Our Lloyd Harbor students can feel free to leave if they'd like at this point. Or you could stay. It's up to you.
Good evening. We are the Junior High Student Council members, Teddy Torelli, Isla Pasadilla, Maddie Dirks, and Mila Silverman. We are happy to be here tonight to share some of the activities, events, and experiences we've had so far this school year as part of the junior high community.
We started the year with our 7th grade and new student orientation in August. During this time, 129 7th graders were welcomed into the building and helped feel more comfortable in their new school. They received their Chromebooks and learned important skills such as how to open lockers, log into their Chromebooks, and find their classrooms. This orientation helps students start the year feeling more confident and prepared.
Both 7th and 8th grade students participated in field trips that focused on teamwork and problem solving. 7th graders visited Brookville Environmental Center, where they worked together on activities that encourage communication and cooperation. A few weeks later, 8th graders traveled to Comsett State Park, where they faced challenges that help build leadership and teamwork skills. Last month, the 8th graders visited the Tenement Museum in New York City to experience firsthand the housing conditions that immigrant families faced when they arrived in America. It was nice to be able to experience what we are learning in class firsthand.
Once we were settled into the school year and understood what was expected of us in our classes, it was time for the junior high student council elections. Students who were interested in being leaders and created posters and gave speeches why they wanted to represent their classmates. These elections gave students the opportunity to share their ideas and become more involved in the school community. Our president, Andrew Leopard, our 8th grade vice president, Ryan Savarese, our 7th grade vice president, Maddie Dirks, secretary, Isla Pasavia, and our treasurer, Teddy Turilli. And our representatives were Emma Lesser, Owen Einhorn, Annabelle Kelly, Liam Laurentano, CJ Pacey, Jerry Spanos, and Mila Silverman.
Homecoming was a very exciting time for the junior high. We celebrated with a fun spirit week where students dressed up every day to earn class points leading up to the big game. On Friday, everybody came together for a pep rally where students showed their school spirit and talented dancers performed to help get the crowd excited and energized.
Instead of participating in the White Post Farms pie sale, the student council decided to host a bake sale at school. Members brought in cupcakes, cookies, and dessert bars, and students from all grade levels came to support the sale. It was a fun way to raise money and work together as a council to benefit the school community and others.
In December, junior high music students performed in the winter concert. Students in band, orchestra, and chorus shared the music they had been practicing since September. We would like to thank Mr. Guarini, Mr. Santangelo, Mr. Hockler, and Ms. Segali for their dedication and for helping students work hard and support one another.
Candy cane grams were very successful this year, with over 220 candy grams sold. After packaging them, student council members delivered the grams on December 22nd to help spread holiday cheer and brighten students' days.
Junior high students also came together to donate toys for holiday toy drive organized in Cold Spring Harbor by the Palagrudo family. Thank you to all the families who donated and helped make the holidays brighter for others. All toys were donated to Cullen's Children's Hospital.
Just days ago, 7th and 8th graders danced the cafeteria and senior commons were transformed for the night. A special thanks goes out to the PTG who organized the DJ. We'd also like to thank the teachers and staff members who spent their Friday night with us.
As you can see, we've been busy since September and are very grateful for all of the opportunities we've had. Thank you and have a good night.
Good job, guys. Does anyone have any questions for our students?
I have a question. Can you guys all introduce yourselves at the mic?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Teddy Turilli.
I'm Mila Silverman.
I'm Isla Pasavia.
I'm Maddie Dirks.
Welcome back from the holiday break. We hope you had a restful and enjoyable week. This evening, we will be discussing proposed plans for the 2026-2027 school calendar. In addition, the board will review potential options related to the reimbursement and reduction of costs for upcoming field trips. Last year, the board approved covering a portion of the costs for 4 instructional field trips, and reimbursement checks were issued to families who had already submitted payment. At that time, the board communicated that these conversations would continue as part of our ongoing review of student programming and associated costs. We will continue that discussion this evening during the discussion portion of our meeting. We would like to share an update with the community that we met with a fact finder on December 15th as part of our good faith effort to bring the teachers' contract negotiations to a fair and sustainable resolution. We look forward to receiving the fact finder's forthcoming report and continuing this process constructively with care and transparency. We will continue to provide the community with further updates as they become available. We are also pleased to share that in addition to recently concluding contract negotiations with our nurses, the board will be voting tonight on an agreement with our custodians and ground staff. We are truly grateful for the good faith efforts of all bargaining units and for the collaborative and professional spirit demonstrated throughout this process. These partnerships play an important role in strengthening and supporting our entire school community, especially our staff and our students. Thank you. I will now turn the meeting over to the superintendent for his report.
Thank you, Heather. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, students, staff, families, and members of our community. Welcome to our January 13th Board of Education meeting. I want to begin by recognizing what continues to make Cold Spring Harbor such a special place: our students, our staff, and a community that consistently shows up in support of them. As we began the new year, the January 2026 edition of the student newspaper, The Harbor View, offered a snapshot of who we are as a school community. Across its pages, we see students fully engaged in academics, athletics, the arts, service, leadership, and school spirit. From homecoming to Spirit Week to debate, drama, environmental advocacy, world languages, and student journalism. These experiences are not extras at Cold Spring Harbor. They are central to how we educate the whole student and build a strong sense of belonging and pride. That sense of preparation and purpose was reinforced last week on Monday, January 5th, when 5 recent Cold Spring Harbor graduates returned to present at the annual CPC graduate presentation. We heard from Maya Soskin, who attends University of Florida, Sam Bruno, Stevens Institute of Technology, Cami Kotek, Boston College, Hannah Temper from the University of Wisconsin, and Joe Kiley at Binghamton University. Their reflections were honest, thoughtful, and deeply affirming. They share that Cold Spring Harbor's academic program, particularly our rigorous coursework, including AP and dual enrollment classes, prepared them exceptionally well for college. Many noted that while college requires greater independence, the academic demands were not necessarily more difficult than their junior year here at Cold Spring Harbor. Skills developed here, strong writing, analytical thinking, problem solving, and time management translated directly to college success. Our alumni also remind us that fit matters more than prestige. Several spoke about finding happiness and success at colleges that were not initially their first choice, underscoring the importance of campus visits, self-reflection, and choosing environments where students can thrive academically and socially. They emphasize that college values depth, rigor, and authenticity, sustained involvement, leadership, and genuine student voice. Areas where Cold Spring Harbor students are well supported by our counselors, staff, and programs. They were candid about the challenges of the transition to college, particularly the first few weeks, but reassured us that these challenges are normal and manageable for students who have learned independence and self-advocacy here at Cold Spring Harbor. Perhaps most powerfully, every speaker expressed gratitude for Cold Spring Harbor's support systems and relationships. Many share they did not fully realize how well prepared they were until they experienced college firsthand. And that speaks volumes about a lasting foundation the district provides our students. That foundation is also reflected in a significant achievement I want to highlight tonight. Cold Spring Harbor Junior Senior High School has earned Platinum, the highest recognition for advanced placement. This distinction is a direct result of the dedication of our students and the commitment of our faculty and staff who have continuously supported access, rigor, and success of program. It is an achievement the entire community should be proud of. Taken together, our students' accomplishments, our alumni reflections, and our continued academic recognition, these moments reaffirm what we know to be true. Cold Spring Harbor prepares students not only for the next step, but for life beyond our walls. Thank you for your continued partnership, trust, and support. I look forward to working together and celebrating many more successes together. Thank you for coming here tonight. Please take care of yourself. If you can, take care of someone in need. Heather?
This is the first discussion section of our agenda. I open the floor to any other discussion items from members of the Board of Education, but tonight we have two listed here and should probably start with them. The first one up is the 2026-2027 school calendar. You guys all have copies of the two drafts in front of you, hopefully. So if you have any questions, thoughts.
If I could say, looking at the school calendar and the days required off, it is near impossible not to start school before Labor Day. It really is. Labor Day starts as late as possible, the 7th this year. So we're looking at drafts that do have some schools starting before. It is almost universal on the island where schools will be starting before Labor Day in conversation with superintendents from across the island. I'm not going to say everyone, there's over 140 of them, but almost universal.
And can you say why that's important?
Well, it's important. We want to get in our 181 days and looking at the holidays, like particularly for Cold Spring Harbor, we enjoy having the day off before Thanksgiving for traveling, having days off around Easter recess, having a 4-day Memorial Day weekend, and having the required days off during the school year.
And the Regents Reading Day is not ever set by us, but set by the state.
Correct. The end of the school year, for those who don't know, are set by the state. The regencies are set up with the last regents being on the 24th next year, which is a Thursday, and the last day being a grading day to finish any gradings that happen. So typically it's either physics or chemistry is the last regents held on the 24th, which is a Thursday. There has to be time to grade them, get the scores back, calculate final grades, get everything. It is a mad rush that last week to get all the grades back, the information back from BOCEs, report cards posted and the like. But that end of the school year is not set by us, it is set by the state.
But also it's important that we match the surrounding districts.
We do. We want to match surrounding districts, not continuity for BOCEs, for teachers, that if we have a completely different schedule when our staff have, their kids are going to school, it's going to cause havoc for childcare. And one thing I do want to include, we sent out, maybe 4 weeks ago, maybe even longer, we know 2 start dates for athletics. Not that athletics is everything, but it's important since we have a high participation rate. Mike, 80%, if not higher, our students participate at the junior, senior high school in athletics. Football will start August 17th. All other high school sports, varsity and JV, will start on the 24th. We don't have when junior high sports will start, but since we're in Nassau, Mike?
We will not start junior high sports until the day after Labor Day.
Oh, okay. So it's going to start on the 8th then. Okay, junior high sports will start on the 8th. Okay. There are districts I know that they will be having a full week of school that first starting on August 31st and having classes every single day that week. We're not proposing to do that. We're proposing to have the first day of school being Tuesday, the 1st, so have school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then have a 4-day Labor Day weekend, allowing people, I see some people smiling, to still be able to travel and go. I saw a fist pump, to still have that Labor Day weekend, to have those plans there. Challenging calendar, but I think one we could agree to that works out. And school is important. It's important to have our kids here. And having a 3-day school week, that is important. A 1-day is a waste of time. We looked at some other options, not starting before. We lose those like the days before Thanksgiving. We lose the days after Easter. Again, difficult for travel. Really makes it challenging to get all our days in this school year. Oh, I guess we're just finishing the discussion with the calendar.
Does anybody have any thoughts, draft 1, draft 2? I think draft 1, Joe, is the one you're recommending.
Draft 1 is the one I'm recommending, yes.
Now, Joe, what's the, so the difference between the two drafts, obviously, is if we do the after Labor Day start, you're then going to lose.
We would lose, we lose the day before Thanksgiving.
Right.
We would lose the 4-day Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
And we lose the day after Easter. Right. Those are the differences.
Right, both options start before Labor Day, though, right? It's just a question.
No,
No,
option
no.
2 starts the 8th.
So the kids would be in school the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and
Right.
there wouldn't be a 4-day Memorial Day, and you wouldn't have Easter Monday off,
And Easter basically becomes a travel day for everyone,
if you're away.
if you're away.
What's the 181 plus 3? What's that? That's no
That's 181 days of school plus 3 conference days.
conference days, where they're not, kids aren't in, but teachers are working?
Correct.
And with both of these calendars, teachers come in before Labor Day.
Correct.
It's indicated by that weekly.
The weekly lines.
It's the Friday before Memorial Day that if we have too many snow days, that goes back in the calendar, right?
That would be the calendar day.
That's the day.
Okay.
And then, of course, if we have a tremendous amount of snow days, we would start pulling
Right.
more and more, but that's typically.
I'm just curious, speaking of snow days, we have one built in, right, or no?
No, this would be 181 plus 3.
No built-in snow days.
Correct.
And are we at all talking about doing a remote to not have to make days up?
We haven't discussed
Okay,
that.
because we're doing that now, we're preparing for a remote day, so we won't have to make up a day.
That if you had a
Just-
snow day, you would do a remote
I'm
day.
just curious, one thing we have to do is get no talk.
Boo.
Right, I remember,
Give them
we had
the
a
snow
conversation,
day.
I
was we
know,
wanted to.
it's like we start half day, and it's kind to not have to make up the Friday before.
Starting
Yeah.
at hot
I'm with you.
chocolate.
I thought we had one built in.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up,
It's like-
everyone was, I remember being boo given the snow day. so.
Give them the snow day, that's how I saw it.
And
But
what,
unfortunately, we're not, the state type.
We're tied up.
what's the minimum? We're at 181. Is there a minimum and maximum public school has to do?
It's really a combination, it's 180 plus hours, 990 for the high school, don't quote me exactly on that, Mark, I can be off a little bit, their amount of hours, so they're moving more towards hours than as per days on how that works out from the state.
Thank you.
I have to say, I really hate the idea of coming back before Labor
Oh.
Day, but I know we've talked about it and looked at it, and it seems like it's just a crazy year as far as calendar. I mean, I also work at a school where we look at the calendar all the time, like, it's just a tough calendar.
It's been the topic
this
of every
year.
meeting.
And I think just to reiterate, people do, and you said it clearly before, but people always say, why can't we just end earlier then? And we, because of this date, we just can't end before June 25th.
Right, if we end early, we need to fund the days elsewhere.
Well, you can't, but you can't.
Right, we can't, right, the end is set.
Right.
Right.
So,
There's a spot at the end to vote.
right, but do we have to decide which one we're putting on now?
Do we want to put one?
Do we decide which one we're putting up now, Dennis? Or- Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to take a poll, not a vote, of which one you'd like to put up, guys? And then that'll be the one we vote on.
Vote.
Oh, we can vote, we
On the
can take the
recommendation.
vote right here, not later in the agenda, like how it's.
We could?
I apologize, I don't mean to interrupt. Mr. Bongino just texted me that he made a mistake. Junior high sports starts September 1st.
Oh, thank you.
Which means if we push it all back, kids could lose games.
Got you. Got you. Kids have to be here on the 1st regardless.
Correct.
Oh, it's on the, yes, it's on the agenda. You're right. Thank you, Mike, for that update. Sorry.
Okay, so we don't have to do it later. Okay. So the first, I'm looking at draft 1, I think that would be the first day of school, consistent with what we have, is the first day.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And Mike, you know that, so we could, when we send this out tomorrow, we could say junior high sports begins on the 1st. That is definitive.
That has been approved.
Okay, so that'll be on the calendar also. I have to say, this is no pat on my back. When I said we sent out to our communities when athletics started, they're like, my God, that's genius, because no one thought of it ever to do that. Like, we're gonna have it on our calendar so people can plan their vacations now when they're starting to book things. But thank you for that, Mike.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Possible reimbursements and reduction of field trip costs. Ron?
So last year, we looked at, towards the very end of the school year, reimbursing some part, all of some of field trips that go on. We have very few field trips that are academically orientated for our students, and we decided on reimbursing the parents for 4 of them, actually half of the cost of 4 field trips. We said at that time, let's look at it more now in January. We'll kind of get an estimation of where we are with the budget. On a couple of things, the only ones that we started collecting money for is physics, which is, we'll call an academic trip. It's a lot of work to reimburse everyone. And if we were going to do it, let's figure this out now. We can see if we think we're going to have some fund balances at the end. We're going to talk about doing a partial, a full, none, and also start the discussion if we want to fund, again, a partial, full, or none for the following year, rolling some field trips, no field trips, partial into the budget, so there wouldn't be a cost to parents to have their children attend the field trip.
The Disney trip wasn't on the list last year. That's been added, is that right?
The Disney trip wasn't on the list because that happens about every 4 to 5 years. We
2 performances, and then they have access to the fund.
It's like $230
So there are kids in the band that don't go
It's
to
band and
perform?
orchestra is the way they put it.
Yeah, because of the cost, I mean, that should be,
They've already taken the deposits. I
yeah.
brought this up when the mailer came out.
So the total dollar amount is $210 per student. And they made a December deposit amount of $100.
Well, Great Adventure is not like Disney. I mean, they could take more kids, can't they? I mean, that's.
Great Adventure, you could, it's
Can we find
physics.
out?
Great Adventure, they could definitely take more
I
kids.
mean, if you're in the band and you've practiced, I mean, and you're not going to.
Is it exclusive to band, Kim? Did we say it was more than?
Chorus too. And chorus.
And the chorus,
Chorus and what?
how much is that
210.
per child?
210 per child.
And then how many total in band and chorus if everyone went? So right now we have 119. Again, are we getting cart before the horse here anyway? Because I thought, did this at the end of last year because we were able to, we have no idea what our budgetary requirements are. We have no idea what the building survey that was the walkthrough. I mean, we might be going up to the maximum of the tax cap for all we know. So the reason why we paid 50% on several of these trips last year is we were able to look back and we had a surplus. If we have a surplus, there was widespread agreement that we want to offset costs, but are we able to do that before we haven't even had a budget meeting yet?
And what we said was that we would relook at only the 4 trips, not add in extra trips at this point in the year. So the Disney trip was an add-on. We said we would look at the same 4 trips we did last year, was the promise to the community that we emailed in the summer and again in the fall. that we would relook at those 4 in this January meeting, which is why it was on the agenda.
Fair enough, but
For today. You're proposing a good question, and that's why I was confused why there was another trip then added on that's a really expensive trip, which is great. I think Allison, I'm sorry, there's so much feedback from my
Yeah.
microphone, but Allison, I think you had looked and really felt confident that this was palatable for the way that our funds are running right now. Is that correct?
Yes, I did examine the budget. I don't know if this is on. Is this on? Okay. I did examine the budget of where we are right now and looking ahead at expenses that we expect to incur this spring. And we can fund the trips if the board decides to do so.
what's the total number?
If you limit it to the 4 trips, to the 4 major trips, so if we back Disney out, you've got that number there. It's 166,607 roughly as an estimate, because some of the trips haven't been costed out yet for this year.
That's to fund the whole trip.
The whole
But
trip.
to give back half like we did last
So
year,
wait,
it's this 83,000.
What trips is that? DC?
That would be DC, Physics, Philadelphia, and Broadway.
But I think we need to be consistent and include chorus if we're going to pay for the other ones, right? Because it is a school educational experience. And how many kids, Ms. Libertini, are capable of attending?
It looks like we're capturing almost all of them based on the breakdown. We're pretty close to almost all of them. So
Okay.
it looks like there's 40 in band, there's 43 in orchestra, and it looks like chorus is about the same, in the 40 range based on sections. Sorry, I'm just adding all the sections together.
So
But it looks like.
210 times 50%, so 105 times, call it 125 kids,
Yeah.
another 13,000.
Last year we did 50%.
Right, that was
We did
50.
50%
That was
last year.
50?
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's only fair if we fund the physics trip, that we should fund, or if we contribute to the physics trip, we contribute to the drills and trills.
I just don't know how do you know we have the money?
It's really just looking at our current appropriation status, and I worked with our treasurer, Christine Johnson, to look at what are still definite expected expenses that are coming down the pike, as well as thinking about unexpected winter costs, if we have any heavy snowfalls, if we have any high-cost students that move into the district, things that we can't predict. And, looking at all that, we're in a good place to still fund or contribute towards these trips.
Okay, so we're looking at 96,000 roughly if we do that plus chorus.
And you can find out, Kim, if we can add more kids on to the chorus and band and...
I can, but it really is looking like we're capturing
You should
almost
say
all
we
of
have
them.
already
Yeah.
full.
But if there are 4 or 5, I think we could see if it was half covered, would you want to attend?
Right.
Well,
Okay.
as long as we don't run into a problem at the end of the year, we're sitting right next to each other.
Yes, we are. And do we know which kid, have you sent out the stuff for the DC trip yet? Do we know if children have backed out of that?
I don't have a DC roster.
That's not due yet.
That's not due yet?
Ms. Harmon, do you know how many students selected not to go to DC, if any?
We haven't had any say that they are not attending yet.
Okay, so it's a full 130.
I can tell you, you're not gonna have a full 130.
I'm sorry, Mike, say again?
You're not gonna have a full 130.
Can't do that.
No.
You won't have a full 130 because it's 8th graders.
Yes.
You will not have a full 130 with the spring season.
Right, because of sports.
A couple will back out.
I also was curious, what is the dates of this additional trip?
And do you have the thrills and chills date?
There's 3 dates, those are March 22nd, March 25th, and June 5th. So I don't know which one we chose. Mr. Guarini's not here.
Let me look it up.
You have it?
Yeah, we-
I don't think the June,
Let
because
me-
it gets
let me
so
just pull
close
my
to
field-
regions.
I'll look at my sheet. Field trip.
April
Let me find that picture.
April 24th?
April 24th.
April 24th.
Well, I just want them to know.
So April 24th is the date of the trip. Thrills and chills.
So where do we go from here?
But you may get some kids who are pulled up and can't go for athletic reasons, and
You're also talking about the junior high season, and I can tell you, you're not gonna get the games rescheduled. So I don't know how the families are gonna feel. I'm just asking. Or I want it out there, that's all.
again, there's always choices, and there's a field trip, just like anything else, sometimes you have to make a choice. You're gonna miss a game, you're gonna miss a practice, or you're gonna miss a trip.
I agree.
Are there any other thoughts? Is everyone comfortable with this?
So what was the number again for the half?
So for the
Total's around 96,000.
And that's for the five trips we're discussing now.
So that would-
So that would be Washington, physics, great adventure, band orchestra, great adventures, Philadelphia.
Correct.
Not including the Disney trip that happens every few years.
Correct.
Because it's too late. I think that was a great point. It's too late to add people on, and that's really not right. That if there are people who didn't do it because of the expense, then they can't join when it's less expensive. That's terrible. Yeah, I think that seems reasonable. I mean, and Allison, you think we could fund half or all?
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
to Mark's point, it's probably prudent to fund half at this point, and then, as the superintendent indicated, that the board can discuss what you would like to put into the 26-27 budget, so that we are forecasting ahead of time. But since we are doing it within the current budget cycle, I think prudent would be to fund half at this point, would be my opinion.
Right, and that's, we could look at what both costs would be to the budget, where we end up. And Mark, you're right, I mean, we haven't gotten the building conditions survey back. There's work we're gonna have to do. We don't need Mark Design to say that to us. We know that. It's just when we're gonna do it, how long it's take to do it. I mean, roofs will have to be replaced, boilers will have to be replaced, and as we saw in the doors, these are big items, there's no doubt about it.
They're big items, and then they're in an emergency, they cost.
Exactly.
Are there any other academic trips that the school runs?
That we charge families for?
Span a whole grade.
Yeah, that's been the whole grade, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so actually, I don't remember any. I remember some of these.
Well, so, yeah, I think half for these, and then the next time the Disney comes up again in 4 years, looking around, someone can decide whether or not to add that into the budget, right? Yeah.
Well, it's something we'd have to be proactive the year before.
Right.
Take a look at how many signed up, guesstimating will probably be a little bit higher, and go from there. Okay. We vote they want.
Is that going to be?
I have something, just a question, not related to this, but it's the discussion section. Are we?
It's if need be, it'd be a budget transfer, which we can always do in a later board meeting. It doesn't
And
need to
then,
be-
so then after this point, the administrators can go forward to issuing reimbursement checks and notifying everybody.
Let's get it out
after this.
let's get it done today, then have to wait for something at another meeting.
Oh,
Dennis,
no,
you
I-
recommend we do a vote that we're going to fund half?
No.
I think you don't
You don't need
necessarily
it. It's
need
a
to vote.
budget
It's just
transfer.
It's just a budgetary transfer.
Gotcha.
I just think it would be prudent just to make sure exactly what everyone's
Yes.
going to bring about, which seems to me still slightly unclear. So I would specify exactly what you intend to fund.
Okay.
As far as the.
So we have
What you're authorizing.
Washington DC, half the cost. The physics Greater Venture trip, half the cost. The Philadelphia trip, half the cost. The Broadway trip, now the Philadelphia trip is the 4th grade at elementary. Broadway is a 6th grade at elementary, and Thrills and Chills is the junior high trip at the junior, senior high school, half the cost, so all half the cost. We have on here, that's estimated to be $60,450 for Washington DC, $9,594 for physics. Philadelphia West Side, $1,684. Philadelphia Lloyd Harbor, $3,614. Broadway West Side, $3,500. Broadway Lloyd Harbor, $4,463. And Thrills and Chills at Junior Senior High School, $13,000. And we're talking, it could be a little bit higher, it could be a little bit lower. We don't know exactly how many students are going to go. And as Allison said before, these are, we think, pretty close estimates for the cost of the trip for physics, Philadelphia and Broadway. Again, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but this is about, we're thinking, roughly $96,000 to do. Okay.
So the vote or just
No, you just have to, you don't need a formal vote, right? I think it's amazing. Yeah, as long as the board is in agreement that that's what you're approving,
Right, should we go around and,
it may be prudent just to make sure that everyone's.
yeah. Heather? Sorry, I was just telling us we should go around.
Okay. All right, so on that, we're going to we'll go around the room. We'll start with Bill.
I'm good with that.
Are you all right with that plan? Kate, are you right with that plan? Alex?
Yes.
With that plan? Bruce?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Okay, I'm okay with it as well. All right. And then Kate, you were just mentioning.
Well, I don't know when you want me to discuss it, I just have a few questions about the things we're about to go
Does
through.
it relate to
No.
this?
No.
Okay, then. All righty,
But
so.
this is the discussion section, right?
Right,
So if
she's
you wanna
talking
bring
about
up
an
a-
item on the agenda.
Okay, I have a non-agenda item that I
Go-
wanted to
go
ask
for
a
it.
question about that I just asked before. So you delivered great news before about the Platinum AP Scholar. I'm wondering how many kids get AP Scholar distinction? Are there different levels of that? And when are they recognized? Are they recognized ever?
Yes, there are different levels depending upon the score and how
Yeah.
many exams you take. I don't think we received that yet. We received this news Friday afternoon, Mr. Dimas, am I correct? Do you remember about when we get that distinction?
You're talking about the individual student
Correct.
scholar report? Don't remember the exact time that it comes out.
But we haven't received it yet from.
Not aware. I'm not getting the college board.
I think you get it in your, do you get it in your junior year?
Oh, I thought you meant like when do we
Like,
get it?
You get AP Scholar of Distinction in your junior year.
Junior year.
Are students ever recognized for that? We recognize students for so many things. How many kids get that? And are they being recognized? I'm the parent of one, and I don't remember
They're not
recognition.
recognized.
So I'm asking. Yes, it's a lot of hard work, and it looks really good on your college applications, and
I think that's great
there's
that
no
this year.
recognition, I don't think, for those students, and for the families to know about their achievement, right?
Okay, I think that's a great idea, that when that comes out, we'll invite them. I think it,
I just assume since there was nothing done, it must be like half the grade gets it or something. Like, is that what it is? Is it half the grade?
We do have a pretty large
It
number
must
of
be a pretty
students.
large, yeah.
We do have a pretty large.
So maybe it's
number
just
of
like
students, so.
a list sent out or a letter
I
or
know they
emailed
put-
to you
I know they put the
saying
notation on the
congratulations.
transcript, but in terms of like a ceremonial recognition, no.
I don't know that there needs to be a ceremonial record, but something, a Facebook post, something, there's like nothing. And it's so impressive that you sent it home to us in the Friday notes, you talked about it tonight, and
we will definitely do a recognition. I'm going to guess, like Mr. Dambowski said, it's a very high percentage. Some sort of let's see what the numbers are. We can look to see what last year's was. So we
I
can get
assumed
it.
that it just must be such a high percentage that,
It is. We'll be able to
yeah,
watch it now.
yeah. That's also interesting for families, then even if it's a Facebook post that says 70% of the junior class is an AP Scholar, like, that's amazing, right? People should know that.
And I'll check. We may have. I'll ask Karen Spaler if we have made a post or an announcement along those lines.
There's no.
We're still in the discussion section. Does anyone else have an item for discussion?
I have some. Just following up on other topics I brought up in the past, see if any progress has been made. We were looking into whether we could do exit interviews of families that moved their kids to other schools. We were going to look into the legality of that. Do we have any update?
No, this, again, would be, I would not, if I was in running a committee, I would not.
Okay.
So I would render that in the executive session.
Okay, because we want to follow up on that if possible. We also, the board was interested in pursuing grant money if possible. Has any progress been made on that front in terms of either going through contingency or doing it internally?
We just talked about that even today with Eric and Allison about things that we could write grants for, and also organizations where we could request funds from for various things, scholarship money. So well on our mind, we had that conversation right here today.
Okay. So we're going to look into even maybe hiring a grant writer, or
if need be,
if it works, pays for itself. Any update on these emergency condensate tanks?
Unfortunately, the parts have not come in yet, and we're waiting for them to come in. And as soon as they come in, we have the time to do it. There is, both these projects are extensive projects, and they're old, and are ultimately, we want to make sure that if something goes down, we have enough time. So it's really going to be the upcoming February vacation or the April vacation. After that would be a time when heat would be turned off for the year to do the work. We're waiting for the parts.
Any word on the lead time? No?
As when you asked the vendor, soon.
Okay.
Yeah, not soon enough.
So I was interested, the comment you made, you met with recent graduates, they had a bunch of positive feedback. Did they have any suggestions what we can do better?
I think the one suggestion was trying to have more business classes, and we are looking this year to start the real estate course and AP Business. And with that, they also recognized having someone said, I get it, we're only 130 kids. I have kids who graduated from schools with 2,000 per grade. But a couple more business classes trying to get those in. Those who took it, I don't want to say the name, I remember thought it was very valuable to him being in school in the business classes.
Who took it?
Here,
Because there are lots of good business offerings now
There are.
already.
Yeah. It's
It would be great to have more, but I mean, there's already, just so that if people are watching at home.
We do.
There are good.
We do it.
Add in that real estate.
The real estate course and the AP Business course, and we have the accounting course, and we have Ms. Connolly's class. Virtual Enterprise. So for a small school, having 5 and 6 business classes, it's not too bad.
Intro college business, yep.
And that's on an alternate year cycle.
Oh, right,
We want to
okay.
make sure that we maximize. So typically, they take either accounting one year and then intro to college business the second year. And we put it in that alternating cycle for that very reason that Mr. Monastero was saying. When you have a class size of 120, we want to make sure that they all can take advantage of the offerings without,
Right.
Yeah, that's another great reason why you need to plan your schedule years ahead.
Yes,
So that
you
you
need to
can
look
take
what's there.
classes that you want and make sure they're offered.
So more business, and it sounds like they felt very prepared. I mean,
They did. They were extremely happy.
That's terrific. This is, again, out of left field, not a big controversial topic. I was driving by and saw all the lights on the football field, like when the day school wasn't even, is that a law? We have to keep all the lights on the football field?
No, they're set for the outside groups that are using the fields. Sometimes they don't show up, I might not know about it.
Oh, okay.
But I have permits and use of facilities. But if I'm told, I can shut them off on my phone.
Oh, yeah, it was over break, and I think that, you know, they were.
It's for the rentals, is that what you're saying? I'm just repeating it so it's on recording.
And groups.
Outside
Yeah,
groups,
groups.
but sometimes they don't show up. Okay.
And if I don't know, I can't shut them off.
I thought maybe it was a rule or something, because I drove by Syosset one night, and they had all their lights on, I didn't see anybody on the field, so I said maybe schools have to put them on for security.
I agree, Mark. I see a lot of schools with their lights on. I'm gonna drive home and I'm gonna pass 2 schools, and I bet their lights will be on tonight with nobody there.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Mike, I think does a pretty good job.
Yes, and sometimes it's also when we have late games, even if no one's using the field, it's just easier access out and
Sure.
visibility. But when there's no one on the grounds, if I know, I can shut them off.
Okay. So Mike's just saying, because he's not on mic, if he knows, he definitely turns them off. There's no one on ground, sometimes use it for ease of exiting. You know, so if you think the game's ending at 10:30, probably gonna put it to 11:15, 11:30 minimum to shut off, to make sure the lights don't shut off during the middle of the game.
Excellent. And then the last topic, best for last, so, and I'm not asking about the wet lab either, so it looks like,
No, but we'll give an update. We will give an update. No, we're
it
prepared.
looks like it's
Believe me.
almost done. Go ahead then. How's
Please.
our wet lab doing?
So we purchased the RODI tank, the device leading into the holiday recess. Because of the custom nature of that, we're waiting for that to be received. The tanks did fill with the existing RODI tank machine that we have, but the rate of fill is just would not suffice basically once we have all our racks up and running.
Reverse osmosis.
Yeah. So the last that we spoke, we had heard they are coming in. There were some parts that were on back order, and they seem to feel like that's just been part of the trade that we're seeing a large number of back ordered items, which is a holdup. I met with Eric, and we say if there's an issue with manpower, now that we have a full staff in his department, we're happy to lend some extra hands because this is our priority. They should be here on Thursday and Friday this week to get the rest of at least rack 1 up. It still is not up and running, but we did suggest that they do the glass cutting for the remainder of all the tanks that we have to just maximize our time so that when the parts come in, we can just hook everything up.
And we've been very flexible with them, saying, you tell us when you could be here, and we'll make sure we have staff on site for you to do the work, period, end of story. It has never been us, and unfortunately, as Kim said, sometimes it simply has been, they can't get the part.
I just thought of something when you were talking. Do you think, and it's off topic, do you think we're maximizing the opportunity that the lab is our neighbor with the student body? And should we be looking to do more interactive things with the lab?
So we have the Cold Spring Harbor Journal Club. We have our molecular genomic biology course that runs out of there. We do have students that apply for Partners for the Future through Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, where they do get mentors. I believe that, our science research teachers do reach out and have the students reach out individually should there be a lab teacher or a lab researcher that could, serve as a mentor for their research projects, assuming that it's under the umbrella of the topic that the students would like. We can continue to determine whether or not there's more opportunities to partner with them. We use the DNA Learning Center a lot for our biology courses and outside trips, as well as some of our elementary trips. So
Are we a partner school with the DNA Learning Center? Yeah, that's really significant. So that's, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then the last topic, I just wanted to close a loop on that allowance report from last time. We were going to take a deeper dive into that $500,000 chunk and find out where the hidden koi pond is. But whatever happened with that? I couldn't follow the explanation.
No, that's it. We have, Allison, I think this is day 12 on the project. She had dug in with Eric getting the work. It's simply just been a time. Joe has left, Eric is here.
Okay.
And
next time?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to say we want to do a comprehensive report. Again, some of this work goes back 12 and 13 years.
I understand.
We want to.
But with regard to the koi pond, there was a preliminary conversation about adding a koi pond into one of our areas way back before COVID hit. And that was part of our initial plans as we were you know, we were looking at that bond and what could be done with some of the spaces, and I do remember that. I wasn't sure exactly where that placement ended up and landed, and then COVID hit. There was a lot of pause on a lot of things related to that bond, and then we continued the conversations with regards to the other things, and I don't remember the koi pond
Yeah.
coming up again.
No, I was just concerned because it was listed as a line item with a dollar amount, so.
I believe that Joe D looked into that, and it was in the plans, but then the money wasn't there to do it, so it simply wasn't done.
Right, which means the report we got wasn't completely really buttoned up if they're listing as a line item 60,000 for a koi pond. Oh, that we never did it, so there shouldn't have been any, anyway, we'll do that another meeting.
Right.
You're new.
And we thank having Kim, who was here at that time, having that experience working and possibly planning a koi pond, but it never materialized.
I got it. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I believe it possibly could be, so I wanted to ask. So when we use an allowance, it's usually either because we directed it, fire marshal, we were told, or there was an oversight in the design, and then they had to come back. In the case where there was an oversight in the design, is it accurate that doesn't fall on us? If we signed off and agreed, that should be paid for by the insurance of the designer of the plans? Is that accurate?
I would imagine there's a point where we have to sign off on the plans too, in saying that this is accurate, it could be something has missed. And I cite the example, we had built the new science wing and there wasn't a piece of fiber connecting the science wing back to the knock. I don't know who signed off on it at that before, but it needed to be done regardless. If you want to have a network and computer and clocks and everything and phones, it had to be done. So
Right, I understand it had to be done, but at that point, if there's an oversight, I was told, and I don't know if it's accurate or not, but that's not on us. If that's an oversight, that's on the designer and their insurance pays for that, not us. So I was wondering if we can look into if that is the case and how many of the allowances that we paid were due to oversights and not our direction or fire marshal.
So we'll look into see if that is paid for by the designer or insurance, as you stated.
Yeah, it looks like they just come back to us and say, oh, we need to get an allowance for this. And if that is the case, that we're not on the hook for oversights, then I think we need to look into that.
Right, because you would imagine if something like that as part of the bid would be getting a better price out of the gate than something after the fact.
Well, we're also approving, projects, and then you find out it's actually more money because they forgot components of it. So luckily we had that allowance built in, but the allowances are really for more emergencies or for us, not for oversights. So
Right.
I just want to find out if we're
We want to
protecting
have the
ourselves.
best, most comprehensive plan coming out of the gate with everything.
Yep. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Mr. Zambuski got some information regarding AP recognition to me.
Okay.
We have 276 students who take exams. It's not just 11th graders, it's 11th and 12th graders. We have 71 AP scholars, 29 AP scholar with honors, and 68 AP scholars with distinction. So that would be, of the 276 students, we have 168 students receiving AP recognition. For a student to be a scholar, it's 3+ on 3 or more exams. Honor is the same thing, or no, excuse me, 3.25 on all exams and 3+ on 4 exams. And distinction is 3.5 average and 3+ on 5 exams. So we do have a significant number of students receiving that distinction.
And I guess that's for the previous junior, senior year, graduates.
It's 10 through 12. It comes out in July when we get our score reports. We typically incorporate that into the presentation on student achievement.
Gotcha, that's where we,
So is that per year, like the scores that you got that year, not scores that you got?
So we had 276 kids take exams, but we had a total of 909 exams taken.
we had almost 1,000 exams. Again, it's going to be very hard for a 10th grader to earn that just on sheer number of exams they take that are offered. So it's typically your juniors and seniors. And then, thank you, as you said, that as your AP report, now remember, we mentioned that is part of the presentation of how many we have at each component. But I think you're right, Alex, is having a bigger recognition
Just
to the community to know.
To the community, I mean, even
It's so great.
if you do a communication about reaching the platinum level, I think it's really impressive, and I assumed it must be a big, big number if you're not having 10 kids come stand in this room and take their picture, right? It must be a big number of kids who get it, which is even better, really, right? It's very impressive.
I was waiting for Newsday to say, as you can see, Newsday, we hit platinum. I figure it's going to be any day this week that it's coming out, that the acknowledgement, so.
So you can hit those distinctions each, your junior year and your senior year? It's not if you hit it once your junior year, you're set for life?
Well, as you take more exams and build your profile with the College Board.
Right, but if by the time you're a junior, you've taken 8 exams and say you get AP Scholar with distinction, does that mean senior year, you've already been considered a Scholar with distinction? Or
You've already earned that status.
You've already, and that sticks with you?
Yes.
Well, and to your point, for planning for the future, some kids are probably like, oh, I'll just take the exam because I need to take the exam if I get a 3 or a 4. But if you get enough 4s, you actually get bumped up in that distinction, which looks good for colleges.
We sent the message to our students. We sent them an email and we posted on Canvas informing them and congratulating them of their work this week. So I think Monday it was posted for them to know, congratulating them and the staff for their hard work and dedication.
Do you notify the seniors that have left?
They get that through College Board.
You get your own individual notification. I was just wondering, we have so many great posts on Facebook, and I don't remember seeing anything about this. And for the community, when we're saying we're doing these AP collegial circles, and we're so focused on the test scores, and then to see that we were platinum, I thought, wow, it must be so many kids who are getting this, right?
Great, all right, guys, anything else? Is platinum the highest?
That is the highest.
Okay.
I think we need to. Okay, so now we'd be moving on.
Actually, now that you say it, I know Karen Stahler posted about platinum on Facebook. So I remember seeing her email saying I found the image, so that's been posted on Facebook.
I thought I saw something.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I didn't want to say my memory's not over.
It was.
Platinum today was posted on Facebook?
I think it was
yeah.
yesterday. I think it was yesterday. On Facebook.
Anything else? All right. We now move to committee reports and the work that has occurred since our last board meeting. We have, I don't have the list. Do you have the list? Do you have a few, quite a few? We have policy, professional development, you guys saw nutrition, F. Am I right about nutrition?
That's it, yeah.
Mary. Anything else? Am I missing one?
I think that's it.
Who wants to go first?
No, I went to technology. Actually, I wasn't there. I couldn't go, but I have the report. I'll do that. Okay, I'll do the technology report. And thanks again to Dr. Fulton. I was unable to attend. She provided me with a wonderful summary. The tech committee met on December 17th at the high school in room H1. Student Wi-Fi was discussed to ensure all junior, senior high school students and staff know that students have access to the CSH student Wi-Fi before and after school. They can log in with their username and password to use their personal device online. The committee considered options to increase the screen size of Chromebooks for students and staff from 11 inches to 14 inches, but the cost of that change will need to be assessed. Parent Square auto notices have started this year and are sent every few weeks. These notices are sent only to the families of students whose devices are sent out for repair to let parents know whether insurance covers the repair or a fee will be posted. The committee then broke into groups and worked together on goals for the New York State Technology Plan. The focus of the groups during the remainder of the meeting was instructional technology and learning, as well as IT infrastructure and cybersecurity. The next meeting will be next Thursday from 4 to 5 in the library at the high school.
Is there a question on the quality of Wi-Fi? The first topic you mentioned?
Is there a question?
Or just availability, or?
I think the
being able to use it.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi's turned off during the day for like the students' cell phones. Is that what you're?
I don't know what the,
Like,
is that?
what-
That's it, during the
You're
school,
wondering-
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
During the school day, they don't, only their Chromebook could access the Wi-Fi, their phone can't.
Oh, okay.
So we just wanted to make sure they knew before and after school they have access for their personal device. But once school starts, it's off. Another way to limit it.
Okay. I didn't understand, thanks.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Policy, nutrition?
I don't know if anyone from the board made it to the nutrition meeting because it was in the middle of the school day.
Oh, all right. Do we have an update on that?
I was there for part of it. I couldn't stay the entire time. They discussed that the survey went out to the parents and to the students about lunch and meals. I believe it's next week on Thursday or Friday. I'm meeting with Jerry to look at the information, and then we will have a new meeting with everyone to review the data and make sure that there's a night option for board members to attend.
If no one on the committee can make it, it's odd if the committee
Absolutely.
goes on without any attendees from the board.
Did they do the survey with the students in the cafeteria? We were talking about trying to get them.
I don't quote me exactly. I believe we had over 400 students respond. I don't want, it was in the hundreds. I could say that.
That's good. No,
Yeah,
I
it was
just
in the
want to get
hundreds.
feedback.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
I get to looking at it, was, I love pizza, I hate pizza. I love pizza, I hate pizza. I love, it was.
Well, their
We'll
pizza,
look
I'm
at-
talking our pizza, like the one we serve. Yeah, we just
Our
want to
pizza.
find out. I mean, how,
They want
do you
Chick-fil-A.
eat here or you go out?
She's a senior.
Okay.
Usually I'll just eat at home, but I usually bring my lunch anyway.
Oh.
So good.
Is that because you eat healthy or you just, I don't want to pry, actually strike that.
You don't have to donate.
You don't have to
Unless you-
answer.
what's wrong?
Unless you-
I know that the school food has definitely improved in nutrition wise, but I prefer to bring that. But not for like nutrition reasons, I guess. The quality is pretty good at the school.
Excellent.
But I just had to bring that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So policy, we continue to meet frequently. Just as a reset, you know, there's a number of policies that the board is required to go through each year, and then on a cycle, you go through updates over several years. There's tonight a policy on for second read that was on last time, and we have 3 on for the first read. So we met on December 12th, and that's where policy 2342 came up about agenda, how we prepare agendas and to disseminate the agendas for each of the monthly meetings. That's on for the first read tonight. And then on December 19th, we reviewed 8 different policies that all had a common theme of different policies where there would involve investigations, and so many of them we did not make changes, but on 2 of them, on 9140 and 9620, we made minor changes, and those are on for first read tonight. So we have, we're slacking a little in January. We couldn't find dates until the end of the month, but we continue to meet generally twice a month. So I don't know if you have any questions, but it's pretty grounded.
All right, I'll go last. Kate, Lisa, and I attended the Professional Development Committee. At the most recent Professional Development Committee meeting, Ms. Libertini shared the updated 2025-2026 Professional Development Plan document, and the committee reviewed staff professional development surveys from November 2024 and November 2025. These surveys made evident the staff's continued strong interest in professional learning focused on artificial intelligence. The committee also discussed the January 2026 secondary PD offerings and future PD planning, including potential candidates for the August 2026 keynote professional developer already. The committee reflected on keynote speakers from past years, discussing what members felt had been most effective, and identifying qualities that would be ideal in a keynote speaker for 2026. Do you guys have anything to add to that, or covered it?
Cameron had a great meeting. A few of the teachers there were saying that she gave great professional development on AI, and it was very interesting to hear about, how it's being used so far. I know there's still a lot of questions, but it sounds like you have a good, grasp on it right now. And she's talked about the rollout of the new math program and how maybe it's a little difficult the way it's been rolled out. It wasn't ideal. It's kind of done not to the best, I think, that it could have been. But she's dealing with that, right? Cleaning up the mess, sweeping it up. And also just having so many new rollouts at the same time, was challenging for the teachers and for the administration, but they're working on it. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now continue with our first audience to visitors.
No.
Covered them all?
Got it.
All right. I don't have my little audience to visitor speech, and I don't have it committed to memory. Anyone else does? Not the end? Here we go. The Cold Spring Harbor Board of Education and Administration welcome your attendance at Board of Education meetings. Audience to the public affords residents and an opportunity to address the Board of Education on both agenda and non-agenda items. Each resident is allowed to speak for 3 minutes. This is not the forum to discuss student or staff-specific issues. Please contact the district separately on these matters. Do we have anybody in the audience? No. All right. In that case, we're going to move on, and I don't have yours. Sorry, it's missing a page. Okay. We will now move to approval of the minutes on page 2. The December 9, 2025 minutes were the first. Bill, you were absent for this one. Can I have a first? Mark, a second? Lisa, any questions? All in favor? The January 6, 2026 minutes. All were present. May I have a first? Bruce, a second? Bill. Jeez. Any questions? All in favor? Whoa. All right. We now move to other matters. New elementary club approval on page 2. May I have a first? Lisa, a second? Mark, any questions?
Yeah.
Oh, two.
You go first. Go ahead. Okay. Well, Dr. Barr, is anyone here from Westside that might be able to help?
I have some of them. I didn't write them all. I left my computer
I'm
plugged
just
in.
curious, the theater club. Westside.
I couldn't go into
I'm
details.
wondering if they're going
I
to
got
put
it.
on performances.
Thank you.
Okay.
They're new theater stuff.
Okay, that sounds fun.
I couldn't
Are
tell you.
these the
I have a
clubs-
list.
Are these the clubs that are run through the PTG?
No, these are the clubs that we set aside the funds for
Okay.
to do, yes, that's what these are.
Wait, then will there be, because then I only saw Goose Hill and Westside.
Yeah. Lloyd Harbor was already approved
in August.
Oh, right, I remember that.
But wait, the ones that are getting approved for Goose Hill are also funds that we
Correct.
get through us?
These
Okay.
are funds through us, yes.
Okay, that was my question.
Any other questions on that? All in favor? We now move to personnel recommendations of the superintendent. We will take the resignation and all appointments on page 2 through 8 as a slate. May I have the first? Alex, the second? Bill? Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Wait, oh, is it right? So we're going through pages? No, 3, no. Yeah, so this is on page 7.
Okay.
I just, we got something saying that, I just have a question about this 19 hours to attend the Wilson Language Program. Did she already take that? So it's not to attend. it's
She took it,
attended.
yes, she
Now,
attended.
it says here that she
That should be
needs
attended.
to be reimbursed for 16.5. Here it says 19.5. This was attached to our.
Gotcha.
And also, did she have to pay for this out of pocket?
We paid for the registration, and this is for her hours at work.
Is that unusual?
No.
So this training occurred, right, this was during the summer.
Right. All right, well, I just want to say, I think it's wonderful that this teacher is looking to get her Wilson certification. I did mine too, but I just want to point out that I think it's very, very nice and fair that we pay for teachers to do it, because I did this and I did it all for free. Volunteer.
But-
I was happy to have it paid
Did your
for.
district pay for you?
They paid
Right,
for the
and that
course.
was like the
That was
benefit.
that was my,
Right,
like,
they
I
paid
was
for your
very
professional
thankful
development,
that-
not for the time.
They
That's how it
paid-
works, it
they-
has worked at every school I've ever worked
How
at
does
too,
it work?
is that you may get part of your tuition covered or all of the
Yeah.
program covered, but then you don't get an additional stipend
Right.
to attend a class
No.
that's building
No,
your.
Never. I never get paid to do
No.
these things.
So
I
that's
did-
very generous.
Yeah.
Do we always do that? It's very nice, yeah.
When they take it in the summer.
In the summer. Okay, I took mine in the summer too.
I remember what you did.
And I loved it. And I'm glad I did it. I'm grateful to my for it, but they did, I don't get, anything per hour, so just wanted to clarify that.
But are you going to move to amend the resolution so that it reads?
All right. okay.
To attend, and we need clarification, it's on the attachment, you're saying it says 16?
It says 16 point, should be 16.5 hours.
So should be
not
16 and a
19.5.
half hours,
Yes.
and that she attended.
So I'm going to take a motion to amend the appointment of C. Price. And may I have first? Lisa, a second. Kate, all in favor? Okay. And do I now state what it's for, or is that enough? Dennis? Do I have
You
to?
can, I mean, if you want to be
Please.
super official, you can read the fact that it's that Carolyn Chris be approved for 16.5 hours. Would you?
That Carolyn Chris will be approved for 16.5 hours to attend the Wilson Elser Program Workshop July 2025 at the rate of $105 per hour, paid via timesheet. All right.
And she attended.
She
right?
attended.
She attended.
She attended.
Change the time.
Yes.
Right. No, I was just asking that because
Oh,
I thought
attended, I
maybe the
see.
date was wrong.
No,
If-
no, you're right.
No,
Okay.
okay, so
And we have
attended.
talked in the past about trying to avoid that, right, where it's like something that happened.
This was, yeah,
Months
this was,
ago.
I think, a change of hands in different seats. and-
Got it.
I think it was
Yeah,
just
that makes
Phil,
sense.
yes.
But, so yeah,
So
moving forward, it will be
So she
two
handed the time
times.
sheet in and just never got paid? Is that what happened?
Correct.
From July?
We received it just like,
Received it late,
like-
though, yeah.
we maybe received like the day of the last board meeting, but we said we need to check into this before.
Yeah, so
We
she
want
didn't
to
hand
rush
it in the summer.
No.
She only handed it in after, and then we tried to backtrack and try and figure out how to.
But to Ms. Wheelan's point, we are trying to avoid this type of thing going forward.
For everything.
Right, and really, we should be deciding whether or not to approve it before it happens.
Absolutely.
Right?
We
Because you
are-
can't take
we
it back
are-
now, it's happened.
Correct.
Right,
We
yeah.
are trying to do a better job of that, yes.
Again, it's great that she got her Wilson training, and it's lovely that we pay our teachers, but backwards.
Dennis, do I have to make the motion again? Because now we're leaving the discussion portion on the all,
Yeah, so now
that
you
whole
can take it as a
section.
slate. You've amended this portion of it, so you can take the.
So now we're going to take the personnel recommendations of the superintendent on resignation and all appointments on pages 2 through 8 with the amendment as a slate. Can I have a first? Alex, a second. Lisa, any questions? All in favor? We will take both personnel contracts on pages 8 through 9 as a slate. Can I have a first? Mark, a second. Bill, any questions? All in favor? We will conduct a public hearing for the district-wide safety plan. Can I have a motion to conduct a public hearing on the district-wide safety plan? First, Bruce, the second, Alex, any questions?
Where did that go? So this was, we had on the last board meeting, we had to post, it was the addition of our AEDs for the state. It was a new requirement to the plan this year. We posted a website. This is the next meeting where we approve it.
Okay, thank you.
Upon conclusion of the public hearing, the chair will gavel the hearing to a close when motion needed. All right. We now move to the acceptance of the donation from the Education Foundation for the Humanities Night in February and the corresponding budget adjustment on page 9. Could I have a first? Lisa, a second? Alex, any questions?
Just want to thank the Ed Foundation for supporting the Humanities Night. They've been doing it since the first 4 years ago. It's a great event. Save the date today or tomorrow? Did it go out today?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, save the date will go out reminding everyone of the event. That is free to everyone to come. And we get anywhere from 700 to 800 people attending every year. It's truly a wonderful event. It's very nice. It's a great event.
Dr. Fulton has worked really hard at planning all the different opportunities for our students.
Always keeping it fresh.
All in favor? We now move to business recommendations. We will take budget transfers, health service contracts, and the claims order report on pages 9 through 10 as a slate. Can I have a first? Mark, a second. Alex, any questions? All in favor? We will now take additional business matters on pages 10 through 12 as a slate. We have a first. Lisa, a second. Bill, any questions? All in favor? We move to special education reports. We will take CSE, CPSE approval, and contracts on page 12. May I have a first? Alex, a second. Lisa, any questions? All in favor? We now move to other matters on pages 12 through 14. May I have a first?
Just want to say, we're going to say calendar is draft version 1 is we're voting.
Do we have to amend that, Dennis, or can I just state it?
I mean, if you want to be super formal, you can move to amend to say, so that it shows.
But we couldn't have it on before because we didn't know what it
Got
was.
it. Could I have a motion to amend the school calendar, Part A under other matters, to be the draft 1 of the school calendar? May I have a first? Bill, a second. Bruce, any questions? All in favor? Okay.
We'll also send that out tomorrow and post it to the website.
So we will now move to other matters on pages 12 to 14, including the new amended 2026-2027 school calendar as draft 1. May I have a first? Lisa, a second. Kate, any questions? All in favor? We have 3 policies on the agenda for a first read listed on page 14. May I have a motion to waive the readings of the policy? First, Bruce, a second. Bill, any questions? All in favor? Next, there is a policy 1230 on for a second read and adoption on page 14. May I have a motion to waive the reading of the policy and adopt? A first? Lisa, a second? 1 second, just in the question second. A second? Alex? Okay, now, any questions on this?
Anything, is this the audience to visitor policy?
The participation, yes.
Did anything change?
Yeah. There were a few clarifying things. So, for example, on page 2, we cleaned up the language relating to how long people can speak. So we always say about 3 minutes. And the reason we have this in the policy to begin with is because we really want to be consistent and not tell some people they can have 5.
Sure.
And then the next meeting, when a lot of people talk, they can only have 1. And so the language was a little loose, so we added that to make sure we're consistent.
To what, 3 minutes?
For 3 minutes, right. And we've been doing that
Yeah.
anyway. We add language that talks about commenters not expecting us to engage back with them. So I know that's something that's always hard for us to do, but we try to remind people we're here to listen and definitely respond. It is allowed in the procedure to correct factual things, and I think we generally allow the superintendent to take that role before the board president, but we try not to engage in debate. Let's see. I'm just trying to give you the highlights. I think we have in policy that if for some reason there's a lot of people expected to speak, we're going to put a sign-in sheet at the back. I don't think we get quite the numbers that require that, but we talk in the policy about how we would first go off that sheet to be fair to people that took the time to come and put their names in. But it's stuff like that.
And at the last meeting, I don't have it in front of me now, but I read off some procedure that the president would read in situations where we did have a large crowd and letting everybody know this is what we're going to handle in this situation,
Right.
how we're going to handle it.
But even the opening comment that Heather reads before each audience to visitors, that's contained in the policy.
If there's a sign-up sheet for large potential speakers, do you also take people that just get up?
Right, it does not preclude other people from talking, but we may prioritize the whole point of the sign-in sheet is there may be multiple people that want to talk on the same topic, so I think it's just easier to manage and easier if people are putting their name down first, but it would not preclude other people from talking.
Who wants to stand in line and wait for an hour?
Very good.
Right, I mean, that was a lot of memory, but I think you're pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, and I think that one had reference to a lot of different policies. But I mean, the reason that there are so many policies on tonight is that we started with this one, and then it leads, it cross-references other policies, so then we need to go and change, to see what's referenced in those, and then that just opens up like this whole can of worms.
Right.
So we have to
And
follow the trail.
And we're going to add that the date that it was reviewed, so we no change, so we know ourselves that we looked at this last year, no change, it was just a good review.
It's a lot of work in that committee, so thank you.
Every other week.
Joe buys pastries.
That's why they come. It's take, we bring pastries.
Otherwise.
And Bill bakes, so Bill baked last time, so it was very good. Lisa brought two.
Not yet, almost.
The sinking chair still like
Correct.
I have.
88 days, not that you count.
Not done, yeah.
All right, any other questions? All in favor? All right, the agenda includes financial reports on pages 14 to 15, and these reports are for informational purposes. No vote is necessary. If needed, Dr. Ackerman Salentano will answer any questions from the Board of Education and public, and feel free to call her office. Now we continue with our second audience to visitors. Does anybody have anything? All right. We will move on then to the second discussion section of our agenda. Again, open the floor to any other discussion items from members of the board. No?
I just would like to thank the roadway up to the high school is, doesn't wake you up anymore.
No, it's all good.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Everyone working on it.
For getting that done.
If I can.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, we had a little issue with the traffic light. I did not send a message out. It was off by about 10 seconds, so it was still operational. We contacted Huntington. I spoke with the engineer. Was that today or yesterday?
Oh, I thought you were referring to the sign getting hit.
No, I'm going to say that in a second. So they know what the issue is now, and he believes he's fixed it. What happens is if there's ever a power glitch, there's something with the sensor or Seaward port. It doesn't boot properly. He believes he's fixed it now properly, the engineer, he told me today, and we hope going forward, because there will be power outages. that'll be operational. I want to thank people email me. In case you didn't know, I say thank you. If someone doesn't tell us, I don't know. I don't drive past that.
So we don't get 2 green lights at the same time?
Correct. That's never happened. It's been, this one, if you were driving towards Huntington, it would be green at our light for the exit, but it was red on the Seaward Port. So you couldn't progress to that second green. It was about 10 seconds off. So it was a delay. The sign coming up from west side of up the hill, again going towards Huntington, the warning sign at the traffic light 2 weekends ago, actually Kristen Wilkins told me on Sunday morning, it was knocked over and it was in the woods. I contacted them that day. They're just waiting for the part. I said, it would be nice if you could take it away. When I spoke to the engineer today, he's going to see what they can do. There's only so much, but they're well aware. It's in their hands. They own it. They have to repair it. But they were, as soon as we know, we told them for both, and they've been very responsive, very happy with the town.
Just a warning, so if you're heading towards the fish hatchery on Lawrence Hill Road and someone stops, there's 2 green lights. Someone stopped, I almost got destroyed because someone stopped below the first red light. And then when you, coming out of the high school, you get the green light, that light to the right turns green. They saw the green and started going as you're pulling out of the high school.
Those lights are so close.
Yeah, if they stop late, all they see is a red light. They see one instead of the 2 red lights. Yeah. And then they get the green light because our road gives the green light, and then off they went and came very close like to my car, and I'm like, yeah, and so now I wait to make sure there's nobody gonna start. Just who would have thought? But I was like,
I would have never. If they're so close, if they're 30 feet apart, that would be.
But if someone stops underneath the first light, they go off of that second red light. Just a warning.
I think just being, it's been so effective being off those 10 seconds to everybody, like, oh my goodness, it's not working right.
When I took my first electrical engineering class in college, the final was to design a traffic light system, and that is why I'm
Now we know.
With 88 days left.
Your feelings about the traffic light.
The markets.
All right, anything else, guys? No? All right, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting first? Kate, second. Lisa, any questions? All in favor?
Thank you, everyone.